Leia Organa will once again be played by Carrie Fisher, using previously unreleased footage shot for Star Wars The Force Awakens. J.J. Abrams said in the news release, quote, "We desperately loved Carrie Fisher. Finding a truly satisfying conclusion to the Skywalker saga without her eluded us. We were never going to recast or use a CG character. With the support and blessing from her daughter Billy, we have found a way to honor Carrie's legacy and role as Leia in Episode 9 by using unseen footage we shot together in Episode 7." Unquote. Now, musically, John Williams will be returning to score the movie. Star Wars Episode 9 is set to begin filming at London's Pinewood Studios on August 1st, 2018, and hit theaters in December of 2019. And it will be the end of the Skywalker saga. I wonder if they'll continue the story with Rey and Finn, or just start fresh with all new characters. Anyway, the crew of Episode 9 is going old school in order to avoid any possible leaks. Victoria Mahoney, who is the second unit director on the movie, shared a photo of what appears to be an old Nokia cell phone with the hashtag #OldSchool. While she didn't detail the reasons for the old phone, she did confirm that it's connected to the movie with the additional hashtags crew and IX, or 9. So we can assume that the majority of the crew have also traded their smartphones for older phones to make sure that no photos escape the set. Now, if no details escape, they might have hit upon a good idea. Let's move over to the cosmic side of the Force with some DC news. According to Shazam director David F. Sandberg, it's acceptable to classify the movie as a Christmas movie. Talking to comicbook.com during San Diego Comicon, he said, quote, "It feels like a Christmas movie to me. It's about family and finding your family. You have these orphans or foster kids, and Christmas is very much a family holiday. So it sort of ties it all together that way." Wonder Woman 1984 will shoot select sequences in IMAX. The first Wonder Woman and Justice League were both released in 3D IMAX, and those were conversions, and not true IMAX. This means that select sequences will be shot in glorious 70mm. I hope that it's not just released in IMAX 3D. I would love to see these sequences for myself, and I just really don't do the 3D thing. Darn glasses. By the way, Gal Gadot and director Patty Jenkins are offering fans a walk-on role in the movie. They've teamed up with Omaze to give one fan who will be flown out to the set of the movie Wonder Woman 1984 with a friend of their choosing. They then will be given an 80s makeover and an appearance in a scene with Gadot. The Omaze campaign will be for ARC, Anti-Recidivism Coalition, which helps to improve the outcomes of former inmates. All you have to do is visit omaze.com/Wonder Woman to donate. The more you donate, the better your odds of winning. The team over at Darth Blender have taken the vocal and music tracks from the new Aquaman trailer and combined them with the animated footage from the classic Super Friends cartoon, as well as footage from the Aquaman animated series that ran from 1967 to 1970. The whole thing is cute and kind of funny. We'll have a link to it in our show notes. HBO President Casey Bloys, speaking recently at the Television Critics Association event, spoke with enthusiasm for Damon Lindelof's adaptation of Watchmen, revealing that he wants to get to it on TV as soon as possible. He told Variety that he has, quote, "very high hopes," unquote, and then went on to praise the script and casting, saying he expects to see the pilot in the next week. HBO and Lindelof have been the target of criticism from fans of Watchmen and supporters of Alan Moore. Moore has continued to denounce any sort of adaptation or continuation of the work against his wishes. Lindelof has stated on his Instagram account, saying that he has no plans to tell the same story as Moore because he would only fail at such a feat. Instead, he's been treating this as a remix. I guess we'll see if it holds up as a remix when the series premieres on HBO in the future. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, DC Comics publishers Jim Lee and Dan DiDio talked about what they expect from the company in the future. Dan spoke about the goal of the company being to reach as many people as possible with their work, whether they're coming to them through comic book stores or not. When asked about the Walmart exclusive line and if they're looking to build a graphic novel market for the audience, Mr. DiDio said they're not graphic novels, but periodicals. Quote, "The goal is to build an alternate style of periodical, which acts as an entry point for new fans, with new material to excite existing fans as well. Our hope is to build that out right now. It's 4 books. If we can expand that up to 8, that's a big win for us. If we can secure ourselves not just in 3,000 stores we're in right now, but with a wider footprint within Walmart, that's an even bigger win." Unquote. Jim Lee told the Hollywood Reporter that all of the new initiatives are designed to grow their business into every possible channel, while building some new channels, saying that he talked about DC Universe, the new online streaming service. Quote, "So, when we look at DC Universe, we're excited as publishers to have our comic book content sit adjacent to the media content it's inspired. We're launching with thousands of books that will be curated and tied in to media content and show the origins of these characters from the print page. Then readers or viewers can compare how they were adapted. We're able to do the new Teen Titans comic book from the 80s, showcase Hawk and Dove from the 90s. There's all these different takes on the characters, and we're looking to showcase that on a subscription service." Unquote. He also talked about the young adult material, and they're taking characters, reinventing them, and telling very poignant stories and coming-age stories, as well as touching on topics like refugees and LGBTQ themes. The interview went on to discuss the upcoming creative refresh on the core titles and the search for the next untapped market. It's a very interesting interview. I'll have a link to the full interview in the show notes. Now, let's take a look over at Marvel. The DC-Fox merger took a huge leap forward with the approval of both Disney and Fox stockholders. Gerson Zafinowicz, general counsel of 21st Century Fox, told Fox shareholders the merger is expected to be completed in the first half of 2019. And just for journalistic integrity, I own a share of Disney myself. Let's start off with a little dip into the rumor well. With the Disney-Fox deal almost a done deal, it's a supposed trusted source on superhero hype forums has since been corroborated by writers of StarWarsNews.com, says that Marvel is looking to bring Galactus and the Silver Surfer to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you think about it, that would make an excellent Thanos-level baddie for Phase 4. However, no sign of anything has been seen from any official studio in any capacity, so take this all with a huge grain of salt. New cover art revealed for Marvel Comics' next big X-Men event, Extermination, suggests the return of a character that's been gone for 2 years, Cyclops. The new teaser features the words, "Said it right," as a figure, possibly Cyclops, holds the ruby red visor in their hands. The premise of Extermination hinges on the length of time that the original 5 X-Men have stayed in the present, altering the timeline and having a devastating effect on their histories. So, Said It Right could be referring to the timeline, or, as comicbook.com points out, they could be referring just to Cyclops himself. Cyclops died during the Death of X event of the Mpox virus. Extermination will be written by Ed Brisson and drawn by Pepe Larraz, and will be set 20 years in the future as all mutant existence is on the brink of extinction. It's up to the original 5 to set things right. Extermination number 1 hits shelves on August 15th. And there's a shocking late breaking development. Apple is bringing let's do some geek news. There's a lot of shocking late break development. Apple is bringing the cult favorite movie Time Bandits to the small screen. The Terry Gilliam sci-fi flick is being turned into a TV series as part of Apple's quest to become a major player in the original content game. Nothing more than that has just been announced, as we do know that the series is set to be a co-production between Anonymous Content, Paramount Television, and Media Rights Capital, MRC, according to a new report from Deadline. Terry Gilliam, who directed the movie, is set to be credited as a non-writing producer, so he won't have much direction on the project. Apple is said to be spending around $1 billion on content this year in order to compete with the likes of Netflix and Amazon. They recently closed a deal with Oprah to create content for them. They've also have an Amazing Stories reboot in the works and James Carden's Carpool Karaoke series. Very interesting. Now, so Comic-Con International is over. What's next? Wizard World has a convention coming up every month. Wizard World guests this year will include, across the U.S., the Winter Soldier Sebastian Stan, Jason Aquaman Momoa, Ray Cyborg Fisher, and Ezra the Flash Miller in the Justice League movie, Dave Bautista and Pom Klementieff from Guardians of the Galaxy, Natalie Dormer and Sean Bean from Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings actors Billy Boyd and Sean Astin, fan favorites like Michael Rosenbaum, Charisma Carpenter, Henry Winkler, and many more. Use our coupon code Multiverse at checkout for 20% off the cost of your tickets. The next show is Chicago, August 23rd through the 26th. Get your tickets today. I'd like to thank you for listening to this edition of Multiverse Tonight. Social media, Twitter, one way to support the show is to listen with Radio Public. Every episode of Multiverse Tonight that is heard through the Radio Public app for iPhone and Android, please do so at ko-fi.com/multiverse or on Patreon as well. And if you're a subscriber, be sure to share us with your friends. And if you're brand new to the show, I'd like to thank you for listening to this edition of Multiverse Tonight. You know, one way to support if you're a subscriber, be sure to share us with your friends. And if you're brand new to the show, please be. You know what? Hold on, people. Let me try that from the top. Be sure to check out our social media, Twitter @MultiverseTom, and on Facebook and Instagram. And if you'd like to contribute some money, please do so at ko-fi.com/multiverse and on Patreon as well. And if you're a subscriber, please be sure to share us with your friends. And if you're brand new to the show, please be sure to subscribe and leave us a comment and let us know how we're doing. Special thanks to Lobo Loco for our theme music. Thanks for watching Multiverse Tonight. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Now, please exit the universe in an orderly fashion. Good night. Multiverse Tonight is a production of Half Big Genre Productions. Copyright 2018. All rights reserved. Okay, I promised my opinion here at the tail end of the podcast, so here it is. Did Disney jump the gun on Gunn? Yes. These tweets have been out there long enough that if Disney had actually cared, they wouldn't have hired him in the first place. If he had written these tweets yesterday, would they have been in the right? Yes. Disney is worried about backlash to these tweets, only to get a bigger backlash by firing him. The outrage about the tweets was smaller than the outrage over his ouster. Disney should save face and rehire him. Now, Disney, look here. As a fan, as a stockholder, minuscule as that may be, just quietly hire him back and say you're going to give him some sensitivity training. Thanks for listening, I'll see you in 2 weeks.